Hey everybody, Sebastian here again. Today we're going to be Today we're going to be breaking down the first two games from the 2022 Women's Candidate Cycle. So this is from Group A. This is Humpy Kanaru, if you want to, tell me how to actually pronounce that. I'll gladly take the advice, but for now I'm going to call her Humpy because that's all I really know to say, unless it's Humpy or something like that, against Anna Mazichuk. So without further ado, let's quit this dilly-dallying. Let's get in the video. D4, D5, and C4. This is known as the Queen's Gambit. We all know this opening if you've been around chess. Generally going to develop like this, like E6 or C6, right? No, D takes. Just saying, basically, Anna Mazichuk is saying, well, I do not believe that you are good enough to beat me within the Queen's Gambit accepted. I think I can beat you when we're playing in the Queen's Gambit accepted. We get knight f3, knight f6, and e3. e6, bishop takes c4, c5. c5, this is known as a classical variation or classical defense. Short castles. a6, building up this move b5, b3 here. Now, you don't really want to play b5 here. Just not really always that good of a move right here. You're going to play knight b7. This is the main line. You're going to develop your pawn to either b6 or b5 and develop your bishop to b7. Bishop e2. You're going to either put your bishop on one of these two squares and develop your knight to one of these two squares. Either one's really good, so it does not really matter. B6. The idea of b6 is to get your bishop down the b file and attack. Sorry, not down the b file. It's not rook. Try to get on this long diagonal that targets the king. Knight e5 here is best move. Knight e5, just planting her knight in the center, and she's just pressuring. You're not really going to take, but you're pressuring this. Bishop b7, bishop f3, saying, well, what are you going to do with this? Very simply, takes and queen takes. And then bishop d6, saying, well, now I can attack this more. And here she sees, well, if I take this, then you cannot take with the queen because your rook hangs. But if I take this, then your knight has to take. If your knight takes, then you're going to be undeveloping a piece. Or if your king takes, well, you're just, your king's out in the center. So knight takes d7. Knight takes d7. Very simple. a3. Bishop a3, saying, well, you can't take this pawn because I'm going to take your bishop. Queen b8. And d takes c4. Knight takes c5. Sorry. D takes c5. Knight takes c5. Queen to c6 check, saying, well, you cannot block like this because I win your bishop, and you really can't block it any other way. So I'm going to play king e7. So you have to play king e7, you can kick out my queen, but it really doesn't matter. Your king's in the center. I'm going to target it by targeting you with pawn breaks, right? Knight f2. Rook c8, queen f3, bishop takes h2, king h1, bishop d6. Very simple, just saying, well, back and forth, loop. Just, this is just a swing set maneuver with the bishop, taking a pawn, you're good. Knight c4, attacking, putting some pressure on this bishop, king f8, you're fine. You're just going to probably walk your king to g8 and make it look like you castled. Rook ad1, putting even more pressure on this. Your bishop has to move back to e7. sidestepping all that pressure, and bishop takes c5. Now, why is bishop takes c5 so winning? You can't see the evaluation. I can't either. But, why is it so good? Well, let's see. If bishop takes, I can plant my rook down here. I'm threatening mate. How are you going to prevent it? Bishop e7. Knight d6. Right? Because here's the thing. If you take with your bishop, it's checkmate. So, knight d6. Takes, takes, takes. And you're up. But these rooks aren't very good. They're stuck defending each other. And if I just play a simple move like here, your rooks are never going to move. Yeah, your rooks are never moving. I'm sorry. How you don't play there? And you can play here. You can also play here. You know, you're just super strong here. At least to me. So b takes c5, but still this. It's just like, okay, and rook a7 here was played. Knight d6 was played. Once again, threatening this mate. So queen takes happens. And now you do not take the queen. That's even material. You take the rook. And you're up a pawn. Here, Anna Mazichuk resigned the game. Because she was down over rook. She was down the exchange. Let's move on. So our next game is against Li Tingji. Against Maria Mazichuk. Yeah, they're related, I think. They're just a very common damn last name, but Mazichuk, yeah, I'm pretty sure they're related. Same spelling and everything. So, let's get into the game. And both Mazichuks were playing on black, meaning, let's hope that one Mazichuk can win on black today, right? d4, d5, c4, c6. A Slav defense. This is what I recommend for people to play against the Queen's Gambit. Knight f3, knight f6, e3. This is known as the quiet line. Bishop g5. This is known as the bishop. Well, I was taught to be the pin variation. h3, h5, g4. Do not sacrifice. Bishop back to g6. Knight e5. Now here I was... knight bd7 was played, and I was always taught, okay, don't take this, because, you know, you don't really like the pressure on the h-file, right? So what else is she going to do? Develop knight to c3? No, she takes. H takes. And she gets the open h-file, so what's going on? Why did she let her get the open h-file? Well, this is why. Because I really have no plans of castling short. I have plans of playing knight c3, bishop d2, queen c2, long castles, and king b1. Yep. Here, 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 like, I don't know. Here, here, here. Not there, but, you know. b6 maybe, right? This isn't the position that happened, but like this is what I want basically. Put my king on b1, I'm fine, right? So, instead, but I'm gonna takes knight c3. As I said, this is going through e6, maybe going for the pin. Bishop d2, saying, well, this isn't a pin anymore. So she doesn't play. She plays g5. Just going for something like this, maybe. And also controlling the f4 square. Saying if you ever, go play something like f4 or h4. It also controls the h4 square, which is a vital square. You wanted to play h4 here. So g5 prevents that. Bishop d3. Okay, just getting another piece developed, right? Rook c8, well, here's the thing, you can't really play this because now there's a pin. And you don't really want a short castle, right? But what else are you going to do? King F1, because I want to go King G2. Yep, you heard me. You want to go King G2 because there's no checks. Your king's completely safe on the G2 square. So, Bishop D6, King G2. And I have G6. Queen E2, getting another piece developed. And now you're looking at black's position. What can you play? You can play Queen C7, Queen B6, attack this pawn. Ooh, that looks promising. B3, but A5 looks good after B3. There's A5 immediately. You know, there's a good amount of moves, right? So what did Maria play? King F8 going for King G7. Yep. Because, well, just like the king on G2, there's no pressure on this square. So your king is completely safe. E4. D takes E4. Bishop takes E4. Why not knight takes E4, you might ask? Because the pressure on the C file is too large. So D takes, bishop takes, knight takes, queen takes. Once again, pressure on the C file is too large. You can't be knight B6. You're sacrificing the B7 pawn. And she takes it. So was the gambit worth it? Bishop B4 saying, okay. Sorry, Bishop F4 saying, undouble my pawns. And here, Li Tingji says, gladly, because I'm going to play Queen E4. Oh, you're going to play your little knight to C4, thinking that you're smart. Okay, I'm going to sacrifice that pawn. So I have knight E2. I'm winning back my pawn. Oh, G5. H4. What can you do here? Exactly nothing. So, knight E2 is played. King G7. Getting the piece developed. Knight takes F4. Queen F6. Getting this piece developed. Putting some pressure on this pawn. Keeping the tension between the rooks. And we get D5, a central pawn break. Rook takes C1, rook takes C1. Rook D8. Rook C7. Getting a rook on the 7th rank. E takes D5. Knight takes D5, putting pressure on the queen. Queen to D6, attacking both of these pieces. So what are you going to play here? No, you have Queen E7, but that hangs this. Queen D4 check. Nope. Yep, that's a fork. Well, not fully a fork, because after king moves, you take, they take with check, right? So king here. Check. That was the idea. To lure the king up. And some of you guys might be wondering, okay, why not here? Just because there's too much. I take. Here. There's just check. Is there? No, maybe there isn't. But, oh, no, there's mate. Didn't see that first. Sorry. But then there's... What else is there? Oh, there's here. Check. Right? And I guess the A pawn might be sufficient counterplay, or maybe I'm looking at the position completely wrong. Probably am. God, that would be embarrassing if I was looking at the position wrong, probably. Knight takes F4 and F6. Rook takes A7. Rook D2. H4. Knight D1. By the way, I've not looked at these games in advance. So I really couldn't break down the ideas. So I'm sorry about that. Trust me, if I got the time, I would see the ideas. Knight f3, knight h3, g5, pawn break, rook a6, brings the rook up, moves the king up, takes with the knight, puts her in check, knight h3, knight e4, king h7, f3, knight d2, check, here, 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 check, here, here, here. Threatening mate. Rook b6 check. King f8. Oh, you're under pressure right now. I'm going to move it back. Alright, you've cut me off. Well, she resigned. Either she resigned or she lost on time. Pretty sure she resigned, though. It's because the pressure's too large, and there really is no point in playing this. Because very simply, I have here, and then I'm winning shortly after, and you really don't have much to prevent it. I mean, you can play here in advance by putting you in check. And that's the thing, is really, where can you move? Oh, you're going to move your knight here, right? I'm just going to... No, you can move your king. You know, you move your knight again. I'm going to put your rook under attack. You play here. You know, put you in check here. And, you know, there's just an attack. I'm probably looking... Yeah, I'm playing the position wrong without doubt. But, you know, I'm giving you guys kind of a basic rundown. Like, but these were the moves. This was the final move of the game. That I see, at least. And yeah, sorry about everything being kind of disjointed, and also the things like, you know, me trying to go off and say what I think they were going after. In reality, I'm wrong, you know. But there's mate in that one position. I didn't see it, but yeah. Sorry about not uploading as much recently. I was waiting for this to happen. Also, I took a little week break from studying and just doing really anything chess related, just because I was getting tired of it. I mean, I've been playing 3 tournaments. Playing 2 tournaments got me tired. So yeah, I'll be playing a tournament 2 weeks from now. So. No, not from now, but 2 weeks, so, yeah. Without further ado, let's quit this dilly-dallying and go do something productive with the rest of your day. My hair is probably a mess.